All right, we've beaten Man City 2-0 here with Sam and Daniel. We've rode our luck at times, haven't we, today? Somehow gotten away with 3 points, but do you reckon we deserve all 3 points today?
Listen, it just is what it is. It's not our problem if Zivchenko's a div and gets himself a second yellow card. We took advantage of it. City looked clueless as soon as that happened, and it's not difficult playing. It's not hard. It's not easy playing against a 10-man team of City. City might not be like the same team from last season, but we showed gut, we showed determination, and took advantage of having more men than City.
Do you think if Zinchenko doesn't get sent off, do we still win this game, in your opinion?
I think so. They weren't clinical at all, I don't think. They make really any clear-cut chances. The best chance one got cleared off the line, it was either that or the De Bruyne curler. Forget the penalty, because I want to forget the penalty.
Even the penalty, they can't be clinical.
Yeah, I thought it was a warranted win. I thought we deserved it. And although obviously the red card massively helped us, because they looked absolutely clueless after that, like they had nothing. It was a case of, if we scored, which I think we had a capacity to the entire game, it was just one misplaced pass all the time. As soon as we scored, their heads went down. That you saw they didn't know really what to do. And as soon as the second one was in, the game was pretty much over.
Do you feel like City had a number of really presentable chances, and if they take one of them, it's a different game? Like they missed a couple of open goals. Gundogan missed a penalty. I can't remember. Hugo, I think, had to make quite a few saves. Do you feel like this was a win which we merited? Do you think like we definitely deserve this 3 points?
I feel like it's one of those cases where they weren't clinical. I feel like we dug in and we defended well. I think if you put it on the flip side, a lot of us would say if it was us in their shoes, we weren't clinical enough, we didn't deserve to win. And I think it's kind of like that for them. We took our chances. We had only two shots on goal.
3 shots on goal the whole game.
Yeah,
and scored 2 goals.
We took our chances. Great finish by Bergwijn. Great finish. And deflections for Sonny's, but look, we'll take it. They're one of the best teams in England. I don't think you can try and discredit winning it or anything.
Yeah, no, Bergwijn's goal was superb, really. That sort of finish is something I'd seen normally from Harry Kane. This is a guy that we signed on his debut from supposedly a Dutch Farmers League, and he's already putting in a performance like that. I'll admit, after the first 15 minutes of the first half, he did go a little bit quiet, but I like what I see from him so far. The thing is, though, in regards to your question, yeah, City were so dominant in the first half, but they didn't take their chances. But that's not our problem end of the day, because it's down to us of when we should take our chances when another team isn't showing up.
Obviously, there was a lot being made out of us not signing a striker in the transfer window. With us beating City 2-0 today in our first game without a striker since the window's closed.
I disagree quite a lot on this one.
Do you think we still need a striker, or does today prove that we don't?
It's one game. It's one game. We can't just jump to conclusions and say, we don't need a striker, because we're going to be playing Southampton next, who, they might have lost 4-0 to Liverpool, but I heard they still played a good performance overall, which is a bit of a weird one, that. It's not, we need a striker full stop. We need a backup striker. Bergwijn is a good player, but can we really put him as a striker and put him out of his position? No, I'd rather have a backup striker and a fully fit Kane and put Bergwijn in his primary position. The problem with this transfer window is that we just made it look like by signing players we were answering for some solutions. But we weren't really, because there was more than just 2 players in the transfer window that we needed to sign, one of them on loan. Don't forget as well, we need some consistent fullbacks, although blimey though, Tangana, what a game he had, eh?
Tangana is unreal. Like, it's one of those cases, every single time it was coming down Tangana's side, I wasn't worried. Yeah. And it's great, as a Spurs fan, to have that much trust in one of your fullbacks again. I was not worried when it was going down his side, because I knew he had it covered.
As well, one of our own. But as I was saying in regards to the transfer window, look, it wasn't great, but it was better than what I expected.
Was today any evidence for you that win in the striker department?
I think it's a hard game to judge. City isn't one of those. I mean, if we had Kane in that game, I don't think he would have done that well. It's one of those where you need to play on the break, you need pacey players, and it was the right kind of setup we had for that game. And I think the tactics that we employed well, and we won because we had fast, pacey wingers. And Son at striker worked for that case. We're going to see in other games how much we need a striker. We don't have one. It's a bit pointless arguing about it now. We don't have one. We're going to have to make do. And I honestly think if we have Stevie on the left, Moore on the right, Ali like in the kind of CAMS second striker position, the Son up front, I think we can do a job. We'll see, but I wouldn't just say because we have that striker we're going to be buggered, really.
It was a good team performance overall today.
Do you feel like Jose's really putting a stamp on the team now? Do you feel this is a real Mourinho team performance?
Well, yeah, it's one of those real Mourinho performances. Listen, as soon as we signed Mourinho, you know, I knew that the only thing that we can do is just back him and see what he has to offer. Even in like really mediocre games, I've seen Mourinho take some good decisions. Not his fault if the players don't respond to him because the players aren't good enough for his system. But today was something that I'd love to see on a regular occurrence. No shit, obviously, but Mourinho put in a very good shift in today as a manager. The whole team did. Everyone should be happy. You know, regardless to Man City having a man sent off, we still had to turn up, and we did.
Played for the badge today, and that's what I really liked. That everyone you can see, they gave their all. They gave their all, and I loved it.
What I loved, and this is something I've been craving for ages, was in the penalty when that little bitch Sterling dived after. Yeah. Alderweireld was literally giving it to us at the south stand, patting his badge, doing everything. This is something we've been craving for ages. A little bit of passion at last.
What is it about Lloris and penalties against Man City?
Well, it doesn't even take a German. It doesn't matter. End of the day, Lloris knows.
Shot stopper and a good penalty saver in general. I think he's good at saving penalties.
Well, I won't talk about the penalties he didn't save, although some not his fault. But yeah, City Lloris loves to have a save against City, and you know what? It just felt amazing because, like we said in that stadium, in that game today, where were they when they were shit?
And lastly, Bergwijn made his debut, his first start today. What do you think of him?
To get the goal on the debut is something superb and memorable. And I loved the technique as well, the finish and everything. I mean, I was saying to you, it was literally a Kane-esque finish.
Was amazing. It's one of those goals you're going to score in FIFA and then just like take a seat
you'd expect to see Kane do and no other player, but Bergwijn did it in his debut.
I think we shouldn't we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves when it comes to Bergwijn. He's still very new to this league. He got dumped in, really a baptism by fire, one of the hardest games you're going to start in. And I think he did well for the most part. He obviously got the goal, great goal. I mean, there was sometimes he could have done a bit better. It wasn't, you know, you can see he wasn't exactly used to the physicality of it at times. Yeah. But overall, it was a very good performance, I think. And you can see his pace as well.
Oh yeah, pace is unreal.
He's already done more than Pepe.
Exactly.
Well, they spent 60 mil extra on that fucking flop.
What a bargain for a player like that and for a finish like that. Oh.
Where is he?
Melts, honestly. Bunch of melts getting hyped up with Pepe. Yeah, exactly. W's only.
All right, cheers, carry on, lads. That's it. Cheers.